Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Righto, how are we, everybody? I think you can hear me. Got Zippy and Luke here with me.
Evening, AJ.
Evening, AJ. Round two at Bathurst. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Ray Smith can contain his dominance in the split, or is Mark Horton II going to say, "Hang on, I'm still here"? I know that Brendan Satira is going to be missing this race. Then you got Ed Fox and Kiddis, the one in the top 5, wondering how they were going to go. Or is it going to be someone older stock like Roy Clark or Ed Cullen or someone out of the ordinary win this race? So sit back and let's enjoy this.
Just hang on a moment there, guys. I'm just trying to find the track map for us. Here we go.
41 laps of Bathurst.
Yep, there it is. What a track. It's the race originated in 1960 from Phillip Island, actually. After a few years at Phillip Island, the Armstrong 500, this 500-mile race, was moved and relocated in 1963 to Bathurst, and it's continued there every year, with it in 1973 moving on to be 1,000 kilometres.
Something special about this place, isn't there?
Yes, it's a well-known track by all.
Yes, it's quite ironic actually. Like I said, it started in 1960 to 63. 63 was taken over by Bathurst. In 1963 to 1972, the Armstrong 500 establishes itself as a major race event, including attracting huge crowds and becoming known as the Great Race. In 1973, all my stuff's gone out. 1973, the race distance was extended to 1,000 kilometres, and the regulations changed to allow improved touring cars, making a significant evolution to the event. So a bit more during the race.
Good stuff, mate. Thank you.
So what's the
Right.
poll?
Shall we, bring up a grid, eh?
I think everyone has some sort of memory at Bathurst.
Mine are usually bad.
Oh, so Mark Horton has put it on pole with a 207.4, with Brett Horsell in second. Ray Smith has put it in third, with Mark Peck in fourth. James Boardman in fifth, with Russell Uren in sixth. Benjamin Brook in seventh. Wade Reynolds in eighth. Peter Latham in ninth. Peter Vermey in 10th.
Followed by Scott McKenzie in 11th, Reg James in 12th, Ed Cullen in 13th, Robert Crowe in 14th, Roy Clark in 15th, Bruce McLeod in 16th, Fletcher Christensen in 17th, Aidan Rice in 18th, Brad Hayes in 19th, and Craig Healy in 20th.
Wayne Shepherd in 21st, with Mark Dial in 22nd. Will Munro 23rd, with Andrew Listener in 24th. Michael Jones in 25th. Todd Martin in 26th. Jason Dunn in 27th, with Glenn Collison in 28th. Ed Fox in 29th. Dave Galley in 30th.
Andrew Galley in 31st, Joel Osterwell in 32nd, Glenn Boyce in 33rd, James Cormick in 34th, Joseph Grenshaw in 35th, Sean Berger in 26th, Michael Power in 37th, Darren Bartz in 38th, Michael Korolev in 39th, and Phil Manuel in 40th.
AJ in 41st. Michael Hayes in 42nd. And we got race control with Scott Gamble, Cameron White, and in no time set by Alex Kiddis in 45th, and Tim Lawson, Hale Caesar, and Peter Kelleher. That's a big grid.
That is a big grid.
Go
back to the start of it,
in a row.
Andrew.
Yep, about to.
Some interesting names. Mark Horton. He's been showing some good form in practice sessions. So
Yeah,
not
well
surprised. Not surprised he's in first.
Yeah, well done on the
Mark.
pole there, Mark.
Yeah, well done, Mark. The
Mark
Ray
Peck.
Smith. Yeah, Mark Peck's also been doing. I've seen him nudging just into the 207 marks. So he's been also setting the timer blazing. Brett Horsell, that's a surprise to me. I haven't really seen much practice times of him, but obviously he knows his track pretty well.
Yeah, righto. Get rid of that.
Let's see what excitement for 41 laps around Bathurst can bring.
What's the guarantee of a safety car first lap?
90% to 10, maybe. No, let's go 50-50.
50-50.
Righto, we're going to try
Pretty
something a
low.
bit different. Going to try something a bit different tonight. We're basically flying blind with all the PC problems I've been having. I just haven't had time to go through and do a sheet, so we're just going to react to what we get thrown at by SDK tonight, and yeah, see how we go.
If anyone in chat knows a lap that was exciting, please let us know in the chat.
Yeah, by all means, we'll try and grab anything that pops up. But SDK normally does do a fairly good job of finding the exciting stuff anyway, so we'll yeah, should work all right. Right, let's go.
And away they go. Good start by everyone up the front.
Yep, everyone's pulled away cleanly.
Oh, Alex Kidder, something's happened to him. He must have stalled on the grid because he's gone right out of it.
Didn't he start down the back?
No, they had him up
The
the
cars
front.
He come out of the pit.
cars that hadn't got a time yet.
Didn't he just come out of the pit?
Oh, I just saw it.
Yeah,
Just saw his I just saw his name goes from the top to the bottom.
I think he might have qualified and that wasn't meant to be on the grid. Everyone side by side. New horse race. Oh.
That first lap, it's a killer. You basically don't breathe. Manuel off the side.
It's just something special when it's close all over. So it's a fun opening lap though.
It looks like everyone's got through safely so far. Not many big movers so far.
Oh, it's a hard track. Unless someone crashes, it's a hard track to pass on that first couple of laps. Oh, who's that off on? Oh, is that you or Tim? We'll blame it on Tim anyway.
Lap 2, now the battle begins.
Yeah, Horton and Horsell have got only a 2.5 second break on Ray.
Yep.
Evening, Mark.
Geez, mate, you can't hear him. Bathurst 1000. They reckon there's roughly about 5,000 gear changes during the race. So, they reckon they can lose up to 3 kilos per race in body sweat. And they reckon when they're braking, they're subjected to about 2 times their body weight in the G-force.
Yep, that's about right. That's about what I did on Thursday.
I said G-force, not G-string.
Hey Mark, how are you, mate?
Yeah. Can't see your name in the top 20 there, Mark. Didn't have a good start.
Well, let's say lap 6 had something to do with that.
There we go, we've got a tip. We're running blind tonight, Mark, so we need more tips like that. Back dial, lap 6.
Yeah, so Brett Horsell is all over the back of Mark Horton.
Yeah, like I said, I was surprised with Horsell. Yeah, he did really well last season. And but yeah, he's obviously he loves this track because like I said, I haven't seen his name in practice, so I don't know what sort of times he was setting. But I know Horton was racing really well on Thursday night before on Monday night in the over 50s, and actually had an accident. But he was up there with the top 5 for a long time. And obviously Ray Smith, we know how good Ray Smith is. He was doing 207s. And Pecky, like I said, he was nudging into the 207s as well, just so I'm not surprised that those names are there, except for Horsell, but obviously he's doing really well.
Get some great racing here, sitting to put the pressure on.
That's what it was like here, though. Just happened to wait for that little mistake just to make a move.
Craig Healy up 4 spots on Monday night in the over 50s. He was that close that he could have opened my boot for most of the race. Well, yeah. I don't think fuel's my issue at the moment. It's the driving.
You never live that one down.
No, I would never live that one down. Mike Kroloff doing his normal up 7 spots from the start. Peter Kelleher up 10.
Oh, we've got a late pitter. Early pitter, mate.
He still can run it with fuel to get there.
Here's a question, Mark. What did you think of the setup?
You probably don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I've raced on better.
The Bathurst 1000 has been going since basically 1960. The only 2 drivers have ever won the race without a co-driver and done the whole race themselves. Anyone know who it is? Who they are?
Alan Moffat and Peter Brock.
It is Alan Moffat and Peter Brock. Well done. In 1970 and 71, Moffat did it, and in 1972, Peter Brock did it. Both times it was still the original 500 miles. That is.
About the Super Chief. When did the Super Chief?
You're showing your youngness now, Luke. Super Chief's a recent one.
Super Cheap came out from 2005 to 2020. Sponsors were Armstrong, then Gallagher, James Hardy Industries, James Hardy Ferodo, James Hardy, Chewy's AMP Primus, FAI, Bob Jane T-Mart, Super Cheap, and at the moment it's Repco with combining with Genuine Parts Company.
Have there been many deaths at Bathurst at all?
Of course. My favourite subject.
Very, very dangerous in the early days. No fencing, no guard railing.
No roll cage.
There's been 3 drivers that have died in the Bathurst 1000. First one's in 1986 in a Sydney accountant named Mike Bergman. Was fatally killed when he crashed his VK Commodore. And then we had Danny Hume had a heart attack.
Yeah, Danny Holm, that was in one of the Benson Hedges BMWs going down the main straight.
Who crashed and died in his Holden VP Commodore, and a New Zealander named Mark Porter in the development V8 series crashed as well.
Yeah, that was a horrible crash up.
Mark Horton and Horsell are doing awesome here. Horsell sticking to him. Ray Smith is now nearly 4 seconds behind. What a break! What a bit of a break there gaining. Mark Peck is right behind Mark's Ray Smith, and then you've got Boardman and Uran very close with Reynolds just around the corner from him. And Peter Vermey. Peter Vermey's another one of my spokies. I've seen him do well in the last couple of seasons in vets in this track. So yeah. He'd be my little spokey.
Mark, you're up in 20th, up 2.
You might want to have a look.
Lap 6, we'll have to go to him.
Yeah, you probably missed it now, but yeah. Some people don't know when to give up when they've played a bad run. Put it that way.
Michael Hawks up 10 now. Glenn Boyce up 6. Not surprised Glenn Boyce is so far down after last season at this moment. I think he's probably just getting himself organised for the season. Jones up 3. Will Munro up 2.
Looks like the seas are still parting ways for Mike Cobb.
Yep. Up together already. Yep.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of Mike jumping in our room to race with us. Thursday night. Always good to have Mike.
Did he get a penalty last week and have to start from the back, or did he qualify? Because it would have been about 30.
No, I think that was just his qualifying time.
7 laps in and no safety car yet. I think this is a record so far
So
for
we must have
Smith.
missed you a bit then, Mark. Your car looks nice and straight though, so can't have been that bad.
Yeah, it was just a little tap in the corner that sent me a little sideways in turn 2. Managed to lose a few spots through it, but didn't bother calling it in because I know further down the track that the way I drive a track like this would gain me some little spots back later in the race. So.
Yeah, I must admit it was probably about an hour. I felt like I was just starting to settle in, and then PC issues resumed. But yeah, it was about an hour. I was just starting to think, settle in for the rest of the race, and we'll see how we come out the other side. Didn't quite work out that way.
Red Hayes with a little damage on the front left.
Hope his arm's getting better, his wrist or whatever it is.
Actually, how's the sound out there, YouTubers? I tried turning the engine noise down just a little bit from last week and myself up a little bit. But yeah, there's no...
$280, 290 kilometres an hour coming down to the cutting, hoping to pull it up. Someone's going in a bit slow there.
Brett's starting to creep right up in down to just that 0.3.
Still being put under a lot of pressure.
I tell you what, I didn't have Craig Grunt pegged as a graffiti artist at Bathurst.
Yeah, he's blaming someone else, isn't he? I still can't work out what it's supposed to say.
There we go.
No, I've never been to Bathurst. I've never seen it. I've heard many good stories about it, but especially about the dunny rolls getting set on fire and thrown down the hill. And you do not go into the dunny box, or it will get turned upside down.
I think they've speeded up a little bit since then.
Was that a Keller here? He's the only pink one I know.
Yeah, I think it might be. I've had the pleasure of doing a couple of laps around here in my RaceKraft, and it is definitely a thing to do. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Even though it was 60 k's an hour, it was still a lot of fun.
Yeah, quite a few from the Four Wheel Drive Club have gone up there and driven around with their caravans.
Even on a push bike would be exciting.
No.
I wouldn't do a John Van Ree and walk it.
No. That was Gunther as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Hunter going for a ride with Bowie. That would have been nice.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, didn't it?
Old Brad will be probably just sitting back going, okay, if I can just stick close to him, maybe save a bit of fuel.
Coming over the top of the mountain, just hoping you got that grip to stay off the wall. hoping when you come down the dipper that you don't change gears down too quick.
Got 4.5 seconds on Ray and 5 seconds on Peck. You'd be thinking, no safety cars, no safety cars, no safety cars. It's typical Bathurst race where you've just got little packs here and there. Oh, here we go. Woohoo! 34th. Up 7. See what you mean by just, getting quite comfortable.
Actually, it looks like I've already glanced the wall on the right inside there, so I can't have been
Yeah,
that
you weren't looking too good going down that hill.
maybe it was up to his lap actually that I was looking comfortable, but I do, it's probably what set off what's about to happen.
Benjamin Brook down 29. Fox down 8.
Alex Kidder's up 14. Roy Clark up 4.
Oh,
Oh, that must have been when you had
Steering.
issues there, AJ.
Yeah, just no steering at all. Just glad I didn't take anyone else out.
no, that sucks, that does. Bad luck, mate.
Did that bring out the safety car, or was you far enough off tracks?
Just have to wait and see. Yes, no, it did bring out the safety car.
In 1997, two brothers claimed outright victory in the Bathurst 1000. Mark, do you know who they were?
What year?
1997.
Brock.
No. It was Jeff and David Bremen, the sons of the famous Jack Bremen.
Oh, didn't they class Peter Brock as a winner with his brother Phil when he took his car from him?
No, they didn't do that either. Because he wasn't.
That would have been.
Yeah, but that was cheating by Brock anyway.
Well, Brock, in my personal opinion, I think Peter Brock was nothing but a cheat.
Yeah, get him fired up. Now, do you know what was so different about the 1997?
No, I don't really recall the 1997.
That was the year that they had two races. They had ones for the V8s and they had ones for all the other cars. Super Tutors. I think that only lasted 1 year, didn't it? Before all the fans complained and they banned it again.
Yeah, we've got a few people jumping into the pits.
Yeah, I took it the stop.
Here comes the safety car. You had a drive with one of these, didn't you, Luke, the other day?
No, I didn't. No, that was a different Luke.
Ah, different Luke, was it? I still haven't driven one yet.
I was in race control with Scotty Gamble.
Yeah. We had two safety cars.
Yep, both that you can see on screen. The McLaren and the Porsche.
Waiting to pick up the leader. And Mark will be spewing. Here he comes into the pits.
Yes, yeah. Very technical pit entry.
With all cell tighter than a fat lady sock. Yeah, be interesting to see what they do with fuel. Is Brett going to sit there and just wait for him to drop, or is he just going to do his own fuel?
And take the undercut.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd really need to at this stage of the game.
No,
do you?
you wouldn't.
But you just wait for him to drop and then you just press the button and drop.
What button? I thought you had to ask the pit crew to drop you off the jacks.
Begin fueling. You just hit that button.
Oh, so he has come out. Trying to mark.
Oh, he has.
Jumped him.
Same with Ray Smith.
Probably a pretty clever thing by Horton there. You'd sit behind, save a bit of fuel. You'd probably obviously put more fuel in.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like too many people have taken the undercut. Looks like everyone's filled up.
Yeah, I took one about 50 odd litres, which left me with about 80 in the tank.
Robert Crow up 3. Ed Cullen up 4. Kelleher back into it again. He fixed his car up 5. Did you know what the alcohol limit at the racetrack is, Mark?
Nah, I've never been to it.
Yes,
spectator
more.
race.
It just says 1 case per person per day. 24 cans of regular beer or 36 cans of light mid-strength beer. 24 cans of mixed drinks per person per day, or 4 litres of wine per person per day.
4 litres of wine.
Oh,
Oh, a lot of winos then.
Mm.
No wonder it gets rough.
So you can take a few of each. Is that right?
well, there's a certain limit, yeah.
You could drink a carton and then 4 bottles of wine.
No, you can only drink a carton. It's one or the other. Now you're making him sound like alcoholics.
They were in the early days.
Drinking a carton, you do pretty well.
I reckon there's more than 260 coppers that patrol the race. In 2010 there was 56 arrests, 1,122 traffic notices, and 13,500 random arrests carried out that week.
Wouldn't be Australian if it wasn't.
Yeah, the Bathurst Council would love that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's a hard one. Bathurst is what originated in, I think, 1815 or something like that. It was the first inland gold town, inland, instead of all the other ones. So yeah, it's got a lot of history, old Bathurst.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah, once again, I've never been there. I was going to go up one day and visit Robert Crow, but he he had a thing, and our team quit and resigned and all that, and yeah, we went our different ways.
Well, if anyone would like to sponsor Zippy to go to the Bathurst 1000, please leave your donations.
Yeah,
I thought they would
that'd
do
be
that with your
good.
card.
If anyone actually does want to go to Bathurst next year,
So the safety car's pulling away, actually. No, maybe not.
if anyone actually wants to go to Bathurst, let me know. And, yeah, I'd love to tag along.
Yeah, I'd love to go for the weekend.
Who's coming into the pit? That's not Horton, the Horsell.
No, that's Mark Peck.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's a bit strange. Maybe he's going for the opposite to fill the car up now and hopefully have clean air. But they're doing another lap, so he's going to be out right at the back.
Yeah, I don't think he could make it home from here.
No, it's close. I think it was, what was it, 12 to 14 or something like that.
80 litres got you 16, nearly 17 laps. So what's 100? What's another 40? So half that. So that's 8, 24, 25, 26 laps. That's 30. Oh, it's going to be close.
Probably hoping.
No,
No,
safety car.
he's parked at the end of the pit lane there. See?
Maybe had a. Can't imagine having a pit lane penalty either, because you can't do that unless the races go.
I do think he popped out on the wrong side of the cones
Evening, Bruce.
while it was closed.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Hey,
Bruce.
Bruce.
How are you? I was just about to put a shout out to you for say thank you for the replay again tonight, mate. But,
No, you're more-
here in person.
You're more than welcome.
Do you know what happened to
Ready?
Mark?
Was there any restrictions on that replay?
No. Don't mention that, Mark. I never mentioned anything.
You know what happened to Mark Peck at all there, Bruce?
Coming out of the pit lane,
Yeah.
I noticed he was sitting at the blue cones. I'm not sure why he was sitting at the blue cones. I think it's one of those. It's a tricky one because I think technically the rule is you're supposed to stop at the green cones to wait, and I think he wouldn't be the first person to have missed the green cones and then pulled up and wait for the queue to go past. So
Yeah, but he didn't stop in. He didn't stop in his pit. He just went straight through.
it could have been a penalty. So because like a normal iRacing penalty is a drive-through, so he could have been serving a penalty.
Yeah, they don't normally serve penalties unless you're racing, not through safety car.
No. I'm talking about an iRacing penalty. So it's possible that
okay.
he's got enough incidents up and he's gone and served the iRacing penalty under safety car, and then just had to wait for the queue to come back.
Yeah.
AJ, if you have a look at your data that you can see, I don't know if your incident count has it on the stuff that just you can see. If you can see his incident count
I
or
might
not.
not have find the incident count actually.
It should be on the timing screen that you can see up the top if you run on your fourth. It should be one of the columns from memory. Or if you've got the race log, it might show you on the race log as well, AJ. Particularly if he's had a drive-through penalty. The other thing what I can do is I can look at the iRacing results because it should say. So give me 1 second, I'll look.
Yeah, you could have too. Oh,
Excuse my keyboard.
It's a bit, whatever it is, it's a bit disappointing for Mark because he was right up there.
Let's have a look.
Wonder if they're coming, safety car will come in on this lap.
Season results.
So we've got Brett Horsell, Ray Smith, Mark Horton, Russell Loren, James Boardman, Peter Latham, Wade Reynolds, Ed Cullen, Peter Vermey, and Robert Crow in the top 10, with Reggie James just sniffing the backsides.
Event log, let me have a look. What lap are we talking?
We're on 13 now, so
Would have been laps
11,
11,
10 or
12.
11.
Oh, okay, so what I have, lap 13, clear penalty, unsafe pit exit, lap 13, number 79, Mark Peck.
No, there we go. Problem solved.
And the reason he gets to serve it under safety car is obvious that the safety car is a vet safety car, not a racing one.
It gets worse, unfortunately. On lap 12,
And they're away.
on lap 12. So on lap 12, he had an unsafe pit exit drive-through, and then he also had so he got a penalty on lap 12. Coming in to serve the penalty on lap 12, he then had to clear it. So he had to come and clear on lap 13. That's what it was. So it was an unsafe pit exit on lap 12, which he served on 13.
This will be interesting now. The front, the air in front of him. How's he going to take away?
This was interesting.
What's happened now?
This was interesting here. Watch Roy. Jump on Roy.
Oh, someone's playing.
Yeah, so there's a car up ahead smoking, and I'm sort of like, I backed off a little bit, and Roy went, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll jump up the inside." Cheeky bugger.
Who's smoking?
He's probably better in front. Oh, it's Horsey.
It's Horsey. That's why he's jumped down.
You said that, not me.
He's got more smoke hanging out of the car than Ed Cullen.
I think it's about now. I can hear Ed's lighter going click, click, click.
There's a car smoking. Oh, that reminds me. There's light one. Oh, shattering.
Yeah, that's really bad luck. That's happened.
I wonder if he shifted down a gear or whatever.
It's like another Nuremberg all over again.
He did a John Van Ray.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say it would be a money shift on the end of Mount Straight, I'm guessing.
He's got to try and get it back to pits to get that car up. He's going to make it.
No, he made it home at the Nuremberg. Nicely done so.
Yeah, it's interesting because with these cars, they seem the engines are less robust, which makes sense because they're not NASCAR-derived blocks anymore. They're production-derived blocks, so it makes sense that they're a little bit more fragile as in real life. But they seem to last longer when they're smoking. So I think normally you'd get like half a lap once they started doing what this one's doing, but they seem to last a bit longer when being driven half detonated.
They need to say the
we
oil.
saw that at Lords, didn't we?
They need that oil.
It was that
He'll be
one that
kicking
smoked for
himself.
half a lap there.
Did another good. But yeah, I found when I first jumped into these new cars that I was blowing engines quite often, and then you've got to let it warm up. You've got to let it, treat it nicely to start with, especially after a restart.
Then AJ said you the engine bill, and you went, okay.
Yeah. I kept the fuel.
Yeah, I hadn't blown it until this week, actually, in the Gen 3 cars. Just double shifted going down into the chase a little bit quicker than I normally would because there was a car in front of me, and yeah, pop.
Yeah, I did that in the over 50s.
So how'd you like doing the broadcasting in the over 50s, Bruce?
It wasn't my first rodeo broadcasting. It took me a little while to get back in the swing of it. Because the way I've normally done it is with joined computers with SDK. So you have me, myself, and my broadcast partner. He would drive SDK, and it would then change my iRacing instance. So pushing the buttons is always a bit more interesting. Using Atvo, using the same software as SimSpeed as opposed to SDK, so gave that a crack. No, it was good. It was good.
Did you like the double safety car?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, I'll give you permission if you want to jump in my car on Monday and talk to me while racing, whenever you've got permission.
Oh, good. Good to know.
I did the whole race on Monday with my comms turned off and wondered what was going on when we had the double safety car and everything. Because iRacing had told me it was green, and I put my foot down and wondered why everybody else was still sitting there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be doing race control this week, so we'll see how it works.
You're going to have Tim's going to jump in and give you a hand, hopefully.
No, but
Also, when I was broadcasting F3 League before, I used to do double duty. I used to do race control and broadcast at the same time.
Ed Cullen's doing really well.
Pushing the buttons and trying to speak at the same time.
So we didn't do individual penalties live. That was all done post race. But safety car incidents, we did those. We drove so we had iRacing. We used the iRacing safety car, but we fired it from the commentary booth, which is a bit of a conflict. The race is a bit boring. Let's check out the safety car. We never did that, but
Yeah, so we were trying to get rid of it while I was trying to clear everyone's penalties. That was exciting.
A few guys made a move. Listeners up 5, Dunn's up 9, Phil Munro's up 6, Mark Doyle, you're up 6, Wayne Shepherd's up 6, Craig Hill is up 7, Bruce McLeod, you're up 4, Roy Clark's up 4, Robert Crow is up 5, and Ed Cullen's having a cracker.
yeah. So the good thing about Conrod is you get to look at the data when you're coming down the hill. And so what I was trying to do, particularly in the safety car period, was looking at all the fuel that everyone had put in. So I knew that I was probably a bit lighter than everyone else at this point, so I was going to have to suffer a bit on the next stop when we went in, compared to the guys around like Roy, Reg, etc. So that was a bit of a thing. I think Mark, you went super long, didn't you? Was it you or Ed that really chucked a ton in?
I think it was Ed.
Yeah.
Andrew, Hamish is saying that could you probably turn the cars down slightly and turn yourself up a bit? Still shouted about Horsell. That's
Yep.
yeah, it's there's a pretty deal going on.
Hey, Jack, can you flick the timing tower from gap to interval so I can just have a look and see where the battles are up and down the field? Because I think Reg James, Roy Clark, Robert Crow, I think there's a bit of a cracker going on with Reg and Robert at the moment.
There's only 0.7 between the three of them.
Sorry, what was that, Bruce?
If you can just change the gap to interval on the timing tower, please. AJ's just going to have to go to university for the degree of driving STK first.
Oh, better him than me.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a cracker battle going on between Ed and Pete and mate.
How's that, Bruce?
Perfect.
Perfect.
So now we can see, can we just jump on Reg James?
Pete all the way down to Wayne Shepherd is a huge train going.
Yep.
But you'd expect that after a safety car.
Yeah, no, 100%. Remember there was this little pack. Here we go. Here's the train. Okay, Reg and Roy were both very quick and consistent.
Yeah, I can imagine both of them done a lot of laps here. Robert Crow, even himself, when he was with our team, the old team Delta, this was his favourite track, so I'm not surprised he's up there.
So from where I was sitting there, behind this train, I thought, I knew Ed was at the front thing. Is Ed holding him up? But he definitely wasn't. There's a little buffer between Peter and May, and then there's just nothing between this group. And this just went on for lap after lap after lap. Everyone just trying to wait for that little mistake so they could pounce. Here we go. Let's move up front. You want to think about it? Yep.
Gray's really starting to get away. I think that extra fuel that Horton's put in might be restricting him.
Yeah, Russell's putting pressure all over him.
Yeah, it took me a while to get my head around driving this thing across the top compared to Gen 2, particularly like when I would shift and around the bumps and things like that coming out of the cutting. In Gen 2, I used to like to short shift on the bump. With this car, that didn't really work, so I had to sort of carry third a bit longer and shift again later.
Yeah, they definitely
That's
move
huge.
around a bit more too, don't they?
Yeah, down through here, I think I actually preferred it than Gen 2, particularly at Skyline when you put the brakes on going under the sign, felt a bit better. I felt here I could crank a lot more lock in and come out of here a lot harder than I ever could in Gen 2 in this particular corner.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with all that actually, yeah.
The cutting was interesting, so I was experimenting early with keeping it flat and braking at the same time. And that seemed to work until I watched the onboard lap on the over 50s and saw what the boys were doing, so I thought, no, I'll go back to a lift. But what was really interesting is I jumped in the VRS setup during the week and it was basically going around there dead flat pinned. So setup definitely makes a difference. With the right setup, you definitely can get through there flat.
I was going to say, because the Gen 2 you could go around there flat. But this you had to do a little slight lift just to make it around.
Yeah. Back out in front, Ray's out to a two-second lead now. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that first stint, did he just sit back and get used to it, or is just, like I said, his marks over fuel and going to come back and haunt him?
I don't think he put that much extra in. To be
Well,
honest.
he came in before also when he left after him. He had Pecky as well, jumping as
but-
well. So
Mark's car dropped as soon as Ray Smith drove past him, so couldn't have been that much.
put up the fuel stops, Andrew, if you can.
Yeah, hang on, I'm
They're-
just
they're
trying to
all-
try on the actual fuel times.
They're all pretty even. I would say.
Oh, I can't see the top
I
one.
know. So he's got in an extra 7 litres.
What is it? 66 seconds to 73 seconds.
7 seconds.
So
How
yeah,
much
extra
fuel in
14
7 seconds?
14 litres.
About one lap's worth.
Yeah, it's 14 litres, so it's two and a bit laps.
4 laps. Oh, 14 litres is 4.7 per lap, wasn't it?
Depends on how you drove. We were, I'm not going to go into why, but we were seeing some wildly different numbers across our fleet, from as high as 5 to as low as 4.5, depending on what we were doing.
Yeah, 4.8 I think I was on.
Yeah, it's 4.8.
Yes, you got to keep your foot off it, guys.
And I was still real slow.
Yeah, I think this is again like I think when we get to the 1,000 in a season and a half's time, I think what we'll see is that carrying pace whilst fuel saving will definitely be important because the fuel goes in so much slower in this car. Fuel saving basically pays double the benefit it used to in Gen 2.
Well, Hamish is saying out in chat that he needs to build it close to a 7-second gap to utilise the less fuel.
Yeah.
That's a
2
lot
by
of cars
2.
in one area.
2x2 is never safe, so to speak.
I reckon a threesome's not very safe.
Oh, you can use protection, it's fine. As long as it's consent, you're all tested. I've always liked the Frog Elite Juice racing cars. The liveries have always looked good with that level of detail in the black.
Yeah, they got the red
Yeah.
and the green.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the battle just continues. It's like lap after lap after lap.
Ray Clark. Up
Bridge is
4,
going for a move.
just nudging the top 10. Bruce, you're right behind you.
Yeah, this was all about just, trying to punch that ticket to the end, right? It's just trying to get the laps down.
Is that coming in?
Robert Croop.
Yeah, Robert's peeling off, which is a bit early. If assuming he stopped in the first pit stop, that's doing 20 laps on the set of tyres. That's going to hold off for a little bit. I was also sick. I still am actually sick on Thursday with a bit of flu going on, so I was sweating like a pig at this point.
Well, on Monday, I was doing 16 laps, 17 laps, 16 laps on one set. I didn't find them too degrading.
No, I thought they were good. They lasted, as long as you looked after them.
I think that was the key, Luke. I think it's the looking after him. Like I know in my early practice laps, I was sliding all over the place and just cooking them, and it was just horrible. But as long as you worked out what it needed and kept it straight, they were fine. But you just had to look after them, which is
what was your throttle map?
I changed it up and down depending on what I was doing. So it's for me. What I was doing is I was deliberately coming in slowly. So the first couple of laps after a restart or at the start, deliberately taking it easy, deliberately just turning everything down, and then slowly working up to it.
Yeah, I was in between 6 and 7.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were also wildly different on brake bias. I don't know what you guys were running, but I know I was running way back. I think 61.2 or something.
63.6.
64.5.
Yeah. So it's
But I was skidding a bit coming down the dipper.
Yeah, I've got to get my head around it because I know there's a lot of the setups with this Gen 3 I have got, including the VRS setup, is running a lot of front brake, and I'm developing the opposite style, which is fine, and I can adjust it with the brake bias that's going back to do what I need. But I find I just lock the fronts too much and don't get the rotation I want if I've got the bias too far forward.
Yeah, everyone's different. Everyone's got different pedals, different pressure.
Brooks into pits.
Russell has got past Mark.
Still from Peter Latham down to Wayne Shepherd. It's still very, very close.
Well, good to see Pete having the run. We didn't hear a peep from Pete all night, even though I was sitting in the chat.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him that focused. Or heard him that focused for a while.
We kind of had to be focused. What? Mistaken, you're in the wall.
Yeah, but normally, on safety cars and stuff, there's a bit of banter or whatever. I just didn't hear Pete all night at all. Ed having another great run.
Yeah. 22 laps, only one safety car. That's pretty good.
Yeah, this is the second league race Ed's done here. He did one as a West Australian League that he was doing a couple of weeks ago. So definitely wasn't his first rodeo at Bathurst.
And Russell Bruins past Horton.
Yeah, I don't know whether Mark made a bit of a mistake.
Yeah. You'd have to think so, wouldn't you?
Let's have a look, lap 22. Let's see if we can see anything.
Yeah, Sean Van der Millen, the plumber with the crack, they said he was on 61.5. His brakes.
Battle's on.
What lap are we? Lap 21?
23 now.
Yeah, around 21. It was 20, 21.
Andrew Johnston had a pit for repairs on lap 22.
No, that's not right. I called safety car on lap 10 and stayed in the pits trying to record the replay, and yeah, that didn't work either.
Nope. Oh, this is. I got the guilty list right here, so it's interesting. So lap 23 is lap 21 with Joseph Renshaw. Michael Power, lap 23. That's who we should be looking at. And maybe what lap are we on? Lap 23. Yep.
Evening,
Mr.
Dave.
Kelly.
Mr. Galley, jeez.
Don't think he's got his ears on.
You got to turn your steering wheel on like I do to actually pull it.
Yes.
Jimmy Caparonis is on 64.2 his brake price.
Yeah. A lot of guys are running. Here we go.
Whoa!
And that unfortunately put him over the insert limit, and he's now going to have a drive.
Did you get a meatball from that?
Oh yeah, you got a meatball from that. James Cormack could be the next one to jump onto. AJ. No, James in the pits. Interesting. Maybe his lap 26 is a different one, so maybe it's coming a bit later. Oh, here he comes out of the pits. I think this is going to be a cold tyres.
It's got their look to it.
Yeah. So on James's lap 25, we're going to see something.
Oh, bit of grass there. Yeah, Brett Horsell, he's 4 laps behind. You must have not unclicked his fast replayer and maybe used it on his first pit stop, because, you know, he wouldn't have been 4 laps behind.
I think I have a memory of some of this. Because I remember at one point coming around and finding James parked on the track. So I think we're about to, at the end of the start of the next lap, see why.
Yeah, I got a memory of an elephant. I remember going to the zoo once and I saw an elephant.
So I was saying to Scotty and John, it felt like there was a bit of some mini games going on at Bathurst in the splits, right? Where it's like, can I get through the car that spun across the top or not?
Oh.
Yeah.
Up to the pits.
Yep. So I think that's put him over the
Whoa, there it goes.
some points. Poor James. Meanwhile, Craig Healy is all over my backside, and Mr. Galley.
Yeah, like I said, I was very impressed with him on Monday night. I thought he drove really well.
I think Reg is pitted as well. So he continues. Okay, so he hasn't hit the instant limit yet.
Well, you got 2 to 3 laps to serve it, don't you?
Yeah.
And 80 litres was what we practiced with. This was where I was sort of like, well, this will be my pick.
Yep. Oh, there goes Roy Clark into the wall.
Yes, Brad. James is the one that uses the
So Roy went a bit deep into the cutting and decided to skate around the wall, which let me get past him.
Nice.
Well, it's not the way you want to get past, to be fair, but
But is that a good thing or a bad thing, having him behind you now?
it doesn't matter. I know Roy's fine.
Well, we might have to change his name to Wallcraft because it's 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, so well, it wasn't a big one. It was just a small thing. You see a bit of damage there on his right front.
As long as he doesn't damage the burger on the roof.
Yep.
Looks like testicles, actually.
I know the right side of my car was a bit worse for wear by the end of this race.
Sean, maybe I'm just not talking loud enough.
So lap 26, I think at this point we're sort of hoping for that second safety car. Yep, Roy peels off. The boys have been off going for the undercut.
I peeled off behind him.
Yeah, now this was interesting because at this point for me, particularly this little battle pack, I knew the undercut was strong, but I also wanted to make sure I had enough tyres to go to the end. So
You can change cameras, AJ. You don't need to see that.
Oh,
Nah. I had to roll back a little.
Yeah.
just a little.
Couldn't
Easy enough
see.
done.
Couldn't see me on pit man because it was inside Craig Healy's car, which was great. I think of Craig on noted to do that next time. Make sure that the guy in front of the car landed in my side of my car.
it's not that bad here. I found it really bad at Sebring trying to see your box with the cars. I think I think Pecky was parked in pit lane with a blown engine, so I missed my pit bay because he was just sitting there the whole time.
I tried to pit when no one else was in there so I could do it.
There was a bit of talk with Simon Haynes over the break about getting the boys together over in South Australia. Obviously you heard that, didn't you?
Yep.
So what's the best thing to come out of South Australia?
Well, I couldn't think of
Formula One
anything.
Grand Prix.
That was the road to Melbourne. Why do Adelaide Crow supporters stink? So the blind people can hate them too.
All right, what lap are we on? Lap 26.
With daylight savings, what time is it in Adelaide? 1985. Welcome to all you South Australian viewers. Ray Smith has got a 4-second lead. Is it enough? Or 5 to 6 seconds on Mark though. It'll be interesting. Jason Dunn up 16. Wayne Shepherd up 12. Bill Munro up 13 in the top 10.
No one inside top 20 seconds.
Nope. Lap 29, I'd have a look at Benjamin Brook, AJ.
Big Fox is doing well. He did it on lap 4.
Yes, this is how far Pecky's fallen now.
They're 34th.
Yeah, I don't know what Benjamin does, but all I know is he gets he'll be heading to the pit lane around lap 30 for some reason. So we're just going to see what happens before that, see what caused that. How ripped is that kangaroo in his logo?
Yeah.
So these guys have stopped, so lap 21, lap 22. So these guys are fresh out of the pits a couple of laps ago. Which is why they're down the order, just behind you, Mark. A little bit further back.
Michael Power is in 37th. Dane.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised to see Becky behind me when I went to pit stop.
Yeah.
I thought he was further up than that.
Will's come into the pits. Jason Dunn's come into the pits.
Yep, finally ran out of fuel. Now this was going to hurt me a bit here because I've got to take a longer stop than those around me because I had a shorter first stop.
Here we go, 2 wide. Nope.
Andrew Galley making a move.
Oh, don't know.
No, it's lap 30. He has to come in to serve a penalty. So,
Oh, only up to lap 28.
well, now lap 20. Yeah, lap 28. So, there's a few cars there coming out of pit lane. Be a few cars up.
Something must happen to Ray. He lost the time a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, he lost quite a bit from Mark. It was over about 4 seconds. The leaders have to be coming in a minute now.
Yep.
Piston's in. Boardman's in. Latham's in. And Ed Cullen's in.
Dave Galley's in.
Dave's in. He's in our broadcast too, but we just can't hear him. Here comes Roy from the inside.
Yep.
Right, opens the door.
Good move by Roy.
Ray's in the pits. Russell and Mark.
There's some close racing going on considering we haven't had a safety car in the last 20 laps.
Yep. So I'm putting the pressure on Andrew here. Mindful of Will behind me, trying to gap him. Could have done a bit more ride height. Bikes everywhere.
Yeah, did anyone else notice? I'm sure I felt my car bottoming out a couple of times going down Conrod.
Absolutely was.
All over the place, all across the top of the hill. It was, yeah.
I don't know if anyone's watched Formula One, but that's a real problem at Suzuka because the sparks keep setting the grass on fire. They keep having a flag.
I did watched an F1 show over here last night, and because for some reason my 21-year-old daughter that's just moved out of home the last 6 months all of a sudden got a mad fascination with Formula One. So, but anyway, I watched the show last night and saw all the grass catching fire.
Ray Smith, I think, is pitted, and Russell Uren's pitted. With Horton still out there.
Mark, division P1, Smith, P2, and Russell in P3.
So here you go. You can see now how Mark's benefited from that undercut. He went from being like 2 spots behind me to a couple of spots ahead. So that's definitely worked out for Mark.
Yeah, it's good to have just a race strategy. You just pull out of thin air as you go along.
Yeah, it's good. It's working for you. Don't stop it.
So Ed Fox still hasn't pitted since lap 4.
No, I think... Oh, did he fill it, did he?
He must have.
Yeah, definitely lap 4, so what he's done 26 laps.
I just don't know how did Peter Burmey get in front of Mark Horton?
Hasn't pitted.
Yeah, but I don't think he was on the... Because you had Ray Smith, Russell, and then Mark Horton in third, and now how did Peter get in front of him?
Even doesn't take a second stop.
Excuse me. How did Peter Remain get in front?
Okay, so Mark's had his second spot.
Yes.
Stop. I didn't see that.
Yeah. So's Ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a look in the battle box there, Zippy. It's got it over
Yeah, I
that
can see
side.
there, 29, yep. Looking forward to him pitting and must have missed it. Gonna have to watch the replay.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Brett. I keep tweaking my livery every week.
Look at all that grab on.
It's going to be a lot of that mid-Ohio.
Yes, I said that today.
Yeah, I did a few laps there this afternoon. I remember the last time we were there, Mark, I don't know if you remember it, but I ended up redressing or something along those lines last time we raced there.
Peggy's making a move there on Will.
Yep, oh.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time we raced him, so we couldn't have been
Oh, it was a fair while back. Yeah, I just remember, I think I gave you a tap in the hairpin at one stage and got off the gas and let you back on.
Yeah, it's definitely not a track that I like a lot in any car. It's just
I like it.
hard to get your head around.
Yeah, at this point I was sort of thinking, okay, can this end? Racing with the flu is not fun.
It certainly did feel like a long race.
It always does.
Yeah, so
I was just wishing my PC had held up till the end. Maybe this week.
Race just done the fastest lap.
I'm not mucking around.
It's bloody fast.
I must admit, I think I did my fastest lap on lap 32, I think. Around here.
I think mine was lap 39.
Peter will come in this lap, I reckon.
Peter Latham doing that, all right. Up 3 in the 6th.
Yeah, Peter's having a good one. Michael Jones in front, definitely going to have to stop at some point, as will Mr. Vermey.
And Glenn Boyce as well.
Peter Latham can hold off James. It'll be a great finish for him.
Yeah, Brad, it was 208, nearly a flat 208.
I know he's still got a pit, but Glenn Boyce is up 25 spots. That's a good effort.
Jump on Pecky. AJ,
Oh, he's gone past the
sorry.
pits again.
jump on Pecky.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go in.
My spider sense tells me something's about to go down.
Quite a sense of that.
And my rearview, either my rearview mirror or the incident log from the race.
Good to have the president of the Markdale fan club join us.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but Mr. Andrew Listener is no longer in front of me, so he's had a bit of an off and let me get past.
That was very nice of him.
Yeah.
Bit of a battle going up ahead.
Yeah, me and Mr. Hayes and Mr. Peck behind. So the problem is when you know there's fast boys behind you, you've got to push. You can't just, as much as you want to just sort of sit there, you can't. Pretty much all Brad and or his team, one of his teammates, pretty much all night.
Oh, there goes the motor.
Oh, there goes his motor.
And it's uphill too.
Yeah.
I reckon that must be why Bruce told me to get a Pecky.
Yep. I didn't know it was a motor. All I saw was that he had that panel repairs needed. I didn't know why.
Be fun for everyone else.
You're right about these cars holding on after they pop.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't get sued for someone getting passive smoking problems.
Must have been a second-hand car.
It's a bit of an issue when you come across the top and you see that smoke because you don't know what.
Yeah, I struck it at one stage too. Yeah.
It might actually, my eyes light up. I think I can actually pass someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Vermey's spun in.
There's still the oils on his bonnet, not all over the track.
Andrew's out, listeners out there listening. He said he hit first gear by mistake.
But for how long, AJ? Yeah, we're having a good race until then. That's unfortunate, Andrew. Like, you know, we now get all the debris. We've got debris flags. So how long until we have, you know, oil
on the
going
track,
down?
Yeah, well, yeah. That
Peter Vermey's finally come into pit.
Yep. That's a great run to go that long.
Yeah, he didn't come out in 7th.
Michael Jones is still going.
Some would also call him Michael Jones,
Thought I did.
but James.
Like an English good.
If there was someone else driving my car, Jamie McKnight, it certainly wasn't you.
Does anyone know how the how the Bathurst originated?
Is it Zippy?
It goes back to the 1900s by a man named Dr. Matchati, persuaded two local builders to drive from Melbourne to Bathurst, which was 793 k's in their steam-powered Thompson. And then a lot more little racetracks were made, mixing with bitumen and dirt. And back then, a little bit later, they decided to construct Bathurst track. In 1936.
You'd remember that though, wouldn't you, Zippy?
Oh, look, I think Andrew's a little bit older than me.
Yeah, there's a good. Oh, there goes Sparky.
Oh.
Reggie's having a look.
Oh, he tried to squeeze him well.
He's
Coming back. It's coming back. Oh, it's so easy to do. Hit that curve when you're coming under brakes.
I'm pretty sure I've aged another couple of years with this bloody PC lately.
1938, the first race was won by a 20-year-old Queenslander, Les Sharon, when he was in the motorbike race riding a Norton. And the first car race in 1938, the Australian Grand Prix, which was held 2 days later, was won by Peter Whitehead, which driving an ERA.
So Mike's having a very typical Mike race. Starting, unfortunately, didn't qualify that well to where he normally would. So a bit out of position, just I think from time and laps. Working his way back up through the field progressively as he does.
Brad has.
Yeah, it's often the case. He's either doesn't put a time in or doesn't put in a brilliant one, and he still climbs up every week, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Brad has asked if vets have ever considered doing team points in vet. That'd be unfair, wouldn't it? Because Fishy would always win. Where's the most cars?
Yeah, I know, but we did do once under Peter van der Crane. We did a points with your first best 4 drivers or 3 drivers or something like that. We did it once. I don't think it got to finish by the end of it though, because Peter and Vets decided to part company.
So I've done something similar for our 3 league where we we tried to do like the F1 thing, right? So we had to have, you pick pairs, and so what you would have is little mini teams, like for example with Shadow Racing, we might say, Mark and Ed might together, they might be Shadow Racing blue, and then I might go with Darren and that might be Shadow Racing green or whatever. And what that sort of meant was you had to have 2 of each team in the same split. Well, we only had 1 split in the race to try and do that, and then it was just teams points. And that was really interesting because then you get the battles within the teams battles within the teams, which was really quite interesting. Dave here having a look at Glenn. Unfortunately, Glenn's going to have to miss a few races just for some work commitments.
I did something like that in the Supercars NZ with the team point system, and you had to be in pairs.
So that can work.
Yeah, look, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but I mean, half the people now, well, not half the people, all the people in the committee now do a hell of a lot. They need someone else that can do it.
Ed Fox, AJ, I don't know if we missed it or not, but yep, we have. He's just in pit lane now.
If you'd be embarrassed with that slow team, you'd be embarrassed to put the setup out there.
So I get Aiden Rice on lap 37, AJ.
Yep.
Looks like he's already dropping.
Ooh.
Oh!
That was my fault. Well, he's still got a good drive though.
Yeah. And then after that, I'd go back and watch the boys at the front bring it home.
Definitely a 2-horse race at the moment.
Yes, it's Aiden on lap 38. So a couple of laps to go. before he has something.
Michael Jones is still out there.
Mick Power all over the back of Aiden. Trying to force a mistake on the looks. Keeping the pressure on.
Michael James and pitted since lap 11.
Hope he remembers the pit.
Yes.
Oh, have we missed the Roy Clark into the wall out of the
Yeah, I was going to say, where is he going?
Yeah, I do remember seeing him in the wall around near the elbow somewhere.
Did you wave to him when you went past?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Always wave to Roy. Especially when he's in the wall. Not polite.
Yeah, Mark, you wave back when you're in the wall, right?
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I was in the wall.
Mike Karloff doing the same thing as normal, up 17.
Yep.
Yeah, but he started from the back as well. Bit of Ermy. Waiting for my little Smoky. He's up in 7th. He loves this track. Robert Crow up 4 into 10th.
Michael Jones and Pete Latham looks like the battle to be watching, I think.
Yeah, Michael hasn't pitted yet though. Yeah, we didn't see the crash, Peter, but we saw you hugging the wall coming down, missing bits.
Actually, it's Scott McKenzie, Wayne Reynolds. That's the one.
Oh yeah, that's very tight. Excellent.
These boys punching on.
Well, he's got the run.
Having a peek.
Just going to have the inside.
Oh,
no.
no.
I kept it out of the wall.
No, don't know how.
I
Yeah,
was sure
Robert
that
Crow's
was
going
going in.
to
I thought I'm on the wrong car. It's gone on the wall, but no, he kept it off.
So that works out well for Scott. Now Robert's trying to have a piece as well. And that to the front, we're feeling pretty second-hand.
He seems to have recovered and settled down. Roy Clark's giving Reg James a bit of a hello, how are you?
It's like a good battle, Mark, Bruce and Brad.
I'm just cruising behind Mark to the finish, basically just waiting for it to end.
Actually, we haven't missed the Roy Clark incident because he's ahead of it.
Don't you reckon that one stands out like dog balls?
Which one?
Clarkie's, the bun stands out like
I was
dog
going to
balls.
say, Craig Healy is just sitting there quietly achieving a decent result.
So who we think of our driver of the day?
Definitely, I'm thinking Andrew Johnstone.
Bugger off.
I'm thinking Peter Latham.
Cancel that one.
Oh, don't tell me
Yeah.
Michael Jones isn't going to pit.
Yeah, I'm thinking along with the luck Peter Latham's had in the last season and a half.
3 seasons, it feels like.
It is well deserved. To see
Yep.
that he's finally got his PC back to where it's supposed to be, and all his equipment. It's taken a lot of work, a lot of man hours.
So if he can bring it home from here, that's what my vote's
I'm hoping Michael Jones pits. and not
I'm
just,
just, I'm just wondering if he's going to as well.
Here he
Oh!
goes. Hey.
Look at his spoiler.
So one of those, yeah.
Oh no!
Spring
Why have the
That was
front?
dairy.
That's such bad luck. 1 lap to go. Like,
I know that feeling.
oh, he's still going.
Slid it up.
I remember that now. I remember coming around the corner and like, what's he doing there? Completely forgotten about
Yeah,
that.
one lap to go. So.
I was in 16th there, Bruce, and last lap, last turn, and I lost control and hit the wall.
Oh no. That sucks. Meanwhile, the boys out in front, Ray Smith, just a masterclass on how to race at Bathurst, I swear.
Yeah, what happened to Mark?
Oh, what happened to Mark?
Wasn't Mark leading a lap ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you please rewind it there, AJ?
Let me have a look. I'll just see what happened. Yeah, lap 41. There was a lead change. No, was there? No.
No, it's already done.
I think it was this lap at the start.
I'd say let's just take on. So lap 39. Sorry. But I'd say let's just keep an eye on this. You can go back if you want. I think lap 39 was when the lead change happened. But I'd say just keep an eye on this. It's not over till it's over.
Oh yeah, something happened to Ray there. In stroke.
Oh, time is coming down. One more lap. Is it going to be enough?
One, stay across the line.
One lap to go.
Yep.
Michael Jones pit.
Down to 1.3, so it looks like Ray's doing everything he needs to do.
Michael Jones must have pitted just now because he's
Yeah,
tumbling
just come
down
in,
the
yep.
lead.
Finally out of fuel. That's a marathon run, that is.
Yeah, he needs to just to win part.
So Mark's already pulled out 2 tenths coming up the hill. There's another 10th.
He's catching him.
He is. There's another one down to 8 tenths. Mark's throwing everything at this. Trying to close it down.
Looks fast but settled though, doesn't it, the car?
Yep.
I don't know if Ray's on. Got a bit of damage or he's running low on fuel.
There's another 10th out of it. So he's halved the gap on half the first half of the lap.
He's going to get the run coming down the straight.
not much draft in this car, so it shouldn't be a massive deal. But 4/10. Yeah, I reckon Ray's run out of fuel. Or either that or Mark's just got a monster run out of Forest Elbow because it's another 3/10 right there.
Oh,
Is that a look?
Go for the blind.
oh, nice corner.
Last corner.
Oh, he's done it. Oh,
Oh,
no. Oh, no.
Oh, no. oh, how will race control look at that one?
Wow, what a finish!
Oh, I think we need to go back and have a look at that in slow-mo.
Yeah.
Or are we
Chopper.
going to go and find lap 39 now that it doesn't matter?
No, let's just go back and watch the slow-mo of that.
So I think lap 39 was just them obviously getting that order, but Mark's undone at the end. It's a phenomenal last lap from Mark Houghton. I'm glad I'm not
Ray still finished in second there.
I'm glad I'm not race control calling that one.
Yeah,
No.
that's an interesting call. So,
Can we get an aerial view of that?
I was going to say, go to the chopper. Go to the chopper!
you beat me. All right, aerial view or chopper view.
So I'm not going to talk about this incident in particular, but for me, when I'm race controlling, I like cars to fight on the last lap. So the last thing I want to be as race control is determining the result of a race or a championship based on what happens on the last lap, particularly the last corner.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Definitely a tap.
Yeah, but he was well up by then. He was
but he was-
his front wheels were almost level with Ray's front wheels. So I wouldn't want to be the umpire on that one, to be honest. But
Yeah, and we can all have our own
what a
opinions.
finish!
But we'll just leave that up to the officials.
I'll definitely leave that up to the umpires. One thing I will say though is Mark definitely left him plenty of room on the outside on the exit. He definitely left plenty of room there. But yeah, I'll leave the apex and the turn in and everything up to the guys that are actually have the job.
Yep, but anyway,
Actually,
well done to Mark and well done to Ray and well done to Russell coming in third there. Well done, Russell.
I think one thing we can say though, when it comes down to an exciting last lap of the race, they definitely both delivered.
Yes, they certainly did.
It does actually look very similar to a move I seen a split one driver called James McKnight do in the same race.
God, Mark. Keep digging, Mark.
Keep poking that bear.
Isn't it, Damie? It's the same manoeuvre, isn't it? As, you said that from 3 postcodes away as well.
Hey, Mark, do you want a saw so you can cut your other arm off and throw it at him? Throw it at the bear?
Yeah, like I said, I can't wait to see what how race control calls that, because no doubt whoever was in race control would be asking for clarification. Wouldn't that be Gamble?
Yeah, Scotty. It was Scotty. So Scotty would be. Well, I don't think you need clarification. I think they would have definitely looked at that on the night if it was called. I don't know if it was called or not.
Yeah, I think everyone would have had a look
I've
at
been too busy to even check, but I'm assuming that the result.
No, the sheets aren't out yet. No, the sheets aren't out yet. We're waiting for a replay for one of the other splits to look at some stuff.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah, I did see that request.
Hey,
go out. Yeah, as I say, I've just been flat out trying to get this PC to a point where we could even have a broadcast tonight. But yeah, I wasn't sure on all that.
Yeah, no. So the sheets will be a while.
Yeah, it's too big of a download.
Well, it's pretty good considering split 3 and there's only one safety car, and what a finish! So yeah, great race. Well done, everyone.
Just a bloody shame that it had to be me that brought the safety car out.
Yeah. You had the top 10. We had Peter Latham in 4th. We had James Boardman in 5th. Peter Verme, well done, on 6th. Scott McKenzie in 7th. Wade Reynolds in 8th. Robert D. Crow in 9th. And Reg James made a top 10. Well done, Reg.
And I think we've decided Peter Latham for the driver of the day, haven't we?
So no one's agreed
tidying
to
it up.
Andrew Johnstone?
Not this week, maybe
No,
next.
no, I overruled that decision.
Yeah, I
Just
agree
give
with
me a
Pete
minute.
Latham.
Some good drives there too, by Craig Healy, up 9. We had Ed Cullen in 12th. Wayne Shepherd up 8. Jason Dunn up 13. Fletcher Christensen up, I think it was 11. I can't remember.
You finished where you started, Bruce.
Yeah, I did. So, look, to be honest, the way I was feeling going to that race, I was happy to just finish top 20. I would have been over the moon, so I'm super happy with that result. Had some great fun doing that, and I think I'm also going to give credit to Mark finishing up 5 spots. That was a great drive from Mark.
Well done, Marcus.
Yeah. Well done, mate.
Guys.
Driver of the day.
Peter Latham.
Yeah.
Well done, Peter.
Well deserved.
Bugger, I thought I had a fancy button here, but no.
So Mid-Ohio next week. What's everyone thinking?
Don't
I
know
like
it.
the track. Like it.
Yeah, I just don't like the track.
I'll jump on in the morning and have a look at it.
I don't know. It's one of those tracks. I missed my first few years of iRacing. I never saw it, and I actually really like it. I don't know why. I think it's the change of direction or something. And I must admit, and you're not going to like this. Oh, I'm actually really enjoying the setup. I think Jamie's done an absolute cracker with this one.
Yeah.
And it's really, really working for me. So
Actually, I was hoping they would put rain on it after the laps I did last night. It might be a much better race with that setup. So,
rain is definitely coming. And it won't be for Mid-Ohio. Just trying to work through the logistics of to do it in a way that doesn't frankly screw everyone over. So it's just like a general introduction. Actually, people actually enjoy it, as opposed to. So what it would definitely won't be is a 1992.
We got bets that it's going to be Winton. That's what we're saying.
Yep.
So it's we're not going to make it like Bathurst 1992, right? Which is a dry race with a super heavy downpour. Definitely won't be doing that. The one thing I will say though is get familiar with changing your tire compound in your pit stops.
Sometimes it just happens automatically.
Well,
for a few people this
well,
week.
I don't know, because you can't change the app on that.
Yeah, no, you can. Oh, hang on, what do you mean? No.
Well, you can't stop it from, if you click on it, it's going to change. So they must have accidentally clicked on that change to wet.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Was it? I mean, I've never really taken much notice of the dry tire, but was that definitely?
Because it is on there when you go into tires on the F3 or whatever.
Dry or wet at the top.
Yeah, I went in and had a look today after Brad's problems, and then can't remember who it was. Jason Dunn, I think it was, said he had the same problem 3 times in the over 50s race last Monday. So I went and had a look, and yeah, you can definitely go in there and tick it in your black box or in the garage or whatever. But it would.
But can you have
pretty
a look
bad
at
misclick? I'm just wondering if there's some sort of glitch going on there that's.
My gut feel is whatever system. I doubt it, but I'm not saying there isn't, but I think they've just probably accidentally navigated it as they're going into the pit stops or something.
But it does make sense because I've been really slow, so maybe I've been driving with wet tires.
Yeah.
No excuses, Zippy. No excuses.
So the way you'll know it is when you actually put the wets on. It'll actually say we're on a wet tire. If you're on the iRacing spotter, it will actually tell you that you're on a wet tire.
I don't think Brad said that, so I don't know.
Yeah. So the other thing which I'll say is, as far as iRacing concerns, it treats them like different compounds. So if you want to map a button to do the wet or dry tire, it's hash TC1 semicolon and hash TC2 semicolon for tire compound 1 and tire compound 2 in the as a text chat shortcut.
Yeah, well, that's a shortcut.
Something
that
we're all
I'll
going to
be-
have to learn
I'll
about.
be avoiding.
I think it's just another good variable to bring into it all, to be honest. So it'll be interesting. Won't
Last
be
thing
all
I
about
wanna-
who's got the PC that keeps going for 2 hours.
Last thing I want to have anyone playing with my colon.
Yeah. Zippy.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want to create the rain that everyone's going to hate it and whinge and moan and groan about it. So
Yeah, no, we want to try and do it as a strategic element, as opposed to a you're just all going to die element.
If you do it at Winton, everyone's whinging anyway. So
Yeah.
It's not like we're in four-wheel drive Skylines or anything.
Sounds like we're on a winner there, Luke. It's going to be Winton.
I reckon.
And the other thing to do is I just say throttle in the wet. Start with throttle map 1 and then work your way up.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
I
it's
suppose
another
if
thing I
everyone,
need to teach myself when I can get my computer to keep running.
if everyone's going to bloody have to do it, I suppose I'll have to do it.
You don't have to. You can drive on Slick's throttle map 6 if you want.
Yeah, by all means.
No.
I'm not holding a gun to your head, Zippy.
How many crashes will there be? Maybe it might be a good option.
Hey, Joe, I'm stalling. We got 2 minutes till the next split starts, so we can still stall for another 2 minutes. Oh, you got ads to run. Sorry, don't you?
All right, well done.
I
I was going to quickly just say thanks to all you guys for joining in and helping me out, and of course to everybody out on YouTube for jumping in the chat and getting involved, and of course to all of the Vets League for everything they do. So I think with that we might just cut to an ad and get out.
Can I just quickly give a plug before you do? Jump over and watch Split 2 after this with Hamish. Is it Hamish and Andy? No, it's Hamish and
Brett.
Tish, Hamish and Brett. And if you're not sick of it yet, you can jump in on Monday and listen to myself, Ed, and Brett rattle on as the over 50s take on Mid-Ohio on Monday.
I don't think Brett will be joining you. I think he's busy.
I think he is.
Yes.
So Zippy will be joining us from mid-race.
Yeah, feel free just to jump in.
Hey,
yeah.
If you
Do something
jump,
you'll have to get the
make sure you jump in
mind
Zippy's
tuning
car.
again, Zippy.
Jump in Zippy's car if I'm behind him, so I can get round him.
No problem. All right, boys. Thanks,
All
mate.
right.
Thanks, everyone.
See you, boys.
Righto, guys.
We'll see
Thanks,
you all
everyone.
next week.
Thanks, Jack.